But obviously, once you start speaking about Wayne Basney, you start speaking about other murders, can't you? So look, again, Wayne Basney, Eddie Dutton, he's just gone back to jail now, and for supplying. It's crazy, isn't it? But they, they were like the same as Bromley, going round, robbing people, taxing people, harming people with whatever weapons they could get their hands on. Had a lot of people shook. They went for this kid called Eves. When Eves was a nomad, they've gone for him, messed up, but then they've gone again, and they were seen putting a tracking device on Eves's car. When they've gone to get Eves has been on it and put him to bed. Mad that, isn't it? Isn't that crazy? Eves later on, when I'm free from prison, was good friends with a fella called the Lamb, Liam Cornett, who was the Cornett cartel's main gunman on the streets of North Liverpool. So when I'm out and about and I'm, raising my little head, Liam Cornett, the Lamb, and the Eves brothers, I've went and grabbed hold of my 14-year-old nephew, held him down on the floor and cut his face. Tell your Darren we're the men round here. Tell your Darren we're major in Europe. But what they've done is they flew out to Spain. Liam Cornett, who's now doing a large sentence, not for murder, although he's got a body count. Everyone's still scared to come forward and get justice for the kids that he's responsible for killing. But they've gone to Spain, him and the Eves brothers. He went to Spain to have a meet with members of the Cornett cartel. They've come back and they've got a plan. They're about to move to someone. I was told it's me. They're in a car. They're on the way to do someone, and police swoop on them and arrest them with firearms in the car and put them in jail. So this is organised crime in the city of Liverpool, people. And the original question, I think I've just answered that one, innit, off Arif Andy. He was petrified, mate. A complete. It's what he was. That's why the Irish boys had to put me to bed with some little nugget. You're on it. Because I was terrifying their little gunman, their little soldier who was shifting pure parcels from here to Scotland, Scotland to Brighton, Eastbourne, all over the show. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, we got onto this subject by someone asking what was the difference with gun crime back then to the gun crime now. And it's exactly the same. The thing that is different is there's more access to firearms. And because there's more access to firearms, there's more murders happening, and there's more, serious assaults happening with firearms. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's more tit for tats happening. So years ago, when you're involved in, say, late 90s, when you were involved in, distributing narcotics on the streets of Liverpool, you'd want a firearm. And you'd literally have to beg people, the people that were bringing the parcels in, you literally had to beg them to give you a firearm. And the usual response would be this: it's too risky putting firearms on the parcel that's coming over. That's why we don't do it. So when they're sending parcels of narcotics over years ago, they wouldn't dare put metal on it because they'd have more chance of losing a parcel of narcotics. Decades later, no one gives about that, because the way they were importing the drugs, the way they were bringing the parcels through, they call it not as in transvestites, as in transits. So every time someone was getting it, because the ways of hiding the drugs and smuggling the drugs had changed, you could send a car over with just firearms in these hidden compartments. Then you could send another over with just the narcotics in. Do you understand what I'm saying? Dillinger, Darren, who is Scarface and the Kaiser from the Cartel book? That book's completely wrong. It's completely wrong. It's all twisted up. He spun his own narrative in it, and he's given all different people the wrong names. Do you understand what I'm saying, lad? It's completely wrong. Great chat, this, Darren. I don't comment in chat normal, just listen. Well, that's what it's about, lad. It's the, it's the G official real crime podcast. Every platform I've had for the past 2 years has been about organised crime. I'm well rehearsed in that life because I participated in it. The majority of the names that you're speaking about right now, I was mixing with years ago, so I know exactly what they're all about. I know exactly what comes from where and who sends that here and who sends that there. Do you understand? Transit vans with compartments built in. No, it'd be a car, mate. Could be anything. These days, mate, it's coming by the post. It's coming on boats. It's coming in cars. It's coming in luggage. It's coming left, right, and centre. Do you think Liverpool is just going to get worse? No. I don't think it can get any worse, can it? Can it? I don't think it can get any worse now, because years ago, you had 2 decades ago. Let's go back to young boy in blue. Let's call him the young boy in blue. You know what I'm speaking about. Young Greece. That then should have been the turning point for organised crime in the city. And it was for a little bit. But obviously, new forces came into the city, the Irish, and the availability of narcotics and drugs upon the narcotics and firearms upon the streets of the city boomed right from roof. So instead of it being a turning point for the good, it ended up a turning point for the worst. If you roll forward to now or last year, where you've had, basically you've had 5 innocent members of the public shot dead, 4 of them women. You had the woman from over the water, the mum, Jackie Ruskin or something. You had Ashley Dale, you had Ellie Edwards, you had young Olivia, and you had Sam. Not one of them directly linked to organised crime. 5 of them innocent. That has made the whole city stand up and pay attention to what organised crime is doing. I think the end of last year is the worst you're going to see Liverpool. That's it, Jackie Rutter. That's her name. 50-year-old mother shot on her own doorstep. So you've got a 50-year-old grandmother